Yo, what's up, everyone? I'm Chris, and we're Endless Sauce here. And today we are going to be finally going back into our normal what ifs after the last couple of months. We were just doing the specials to catch up, and I know I'm gonna have to start working on a new one soon since we're almost at 2K subscribers. But anyways, before we do that, I just want to say I think at the time I'm gonna post this, it will be the 1 year and the like after a whole year after just making this channel, because our first video, which was what if Piccolo was never born, that was posted last year on November 11th, and I'm pretty sure this one will come out on November 11th as well. So I just want to say this is like our first, I guess, anniversary. I just want to say thank you for all the support and how much we grew in a 1 year time span, which is crazy. I just want to say that it's been amazing, making content like this and y'all enjoying it at all. So I just want to say thank you again. But before we get into the if you have any what if ideas from My Hero Academia or even other animes, leave it down in the comments down below, and we will make sure we will reply to you and tell you what we think about it. So other than that, yeah, let's finally get back into normal what ifs before we do another special. This will be part 3 of what if Deku got into UA without a quirk. Class goes on as usual, just the fact that Bakugo has been expelled. Midoriya was sad about the fact, but he just had to accept it, but he couldn't help feeling sorry for him. During the past days, Midoriya actually mastered Aizawa's capturing tape, and Aizawa was surprised that Midoriya learned how to use it that quickly. After training one night, Midoriya heads to Bakugo's house to check up on him, but his parents open the door and Midoriya notices that something is wrong, and he asks if he can see Bakugo. Bakugo's parents then told Midoriya the news that Bakugo has been missing for the past few days, and they are starting to worry and ask Midoriya what happened. Midoriya looks down in sadness and explains how he lost control after losing to him even when he doesn't have a quirk. He follows up with Bakugo using his quirk and giving him a scar on his arm, and destroyed a bit of the school. And then their sensei, Aizawa, ended up expelling him. Mizuki is mixed between sad and angry at Bakugo, but she begs Midoriya to help them bring back Bakugo, and Midoriya says that he will try his hardest to bring him back, as he heads back home thinking what he should do. The next day in school, Aizawa announces that they will be heading to the USJ with him, All Might and 13. Everyone is excited about the training and having the number one hero there, while Midoriya is just happy that he could practice on trying to help rescue people. The ride over there is less hectic and quieter since Bakugo isn't there. They arrive and get the news that All Might would be running late, and Midoriya knows why, but it doesn't really matter much to him now. Midoriya then notices that a portal down the stairs opens up as he notifies Aizawa and 13 as Shigaraki pulls up with a bunch of criminals. Kurogiri teleports some of the students as normal, and Midoriya would end up with Sue and Mineta, and their plan would go out differently. Since Midoriya doesn't have the immense power like in the anime, their plan goes out differently. Midoriya tells Sue and Mineta to go to the top of the boat, as they all do. Midoriya then hands his glove and boots to Sue, saying that their only chance of escaping is having her leaping be stronger, and since Midoriya's gears can enhance his physical attacks, he believes that they will be able to escape. Sue puts them on, and Mineta would hold on to Sue, while she uses her tongue to hold on to Midoriya. She leaps, and with the gloves and boots enhancing her jump, she is able to hop all the way to the main group at the entrance. They land as Sue gives Midoriya back his gear, and Midoriya then sees Aizawa fighting all those criminals by himself, and without hesitation, he jumps into action to go help his sensei. This action shocks everyone that Midoriya just left without saying a thing. Midoriya then proceeds to start fighting some of the criminals helping out Aizawa. Aizawa sees this and wants to tell Midoriya to leave, but then he starts fighting against the Nomu, and it would go down as usual. Midoriya is overrun by the amount of criminals, but then when he sees how hurt Aizawa is, adrenaline starts to kick in, and Midoriya, as he begins to quickly take out the criminals in his way to fight the Nomu, as he finally arrives and punches Nomu right in the chest to no avail, as Midoriya quickly backs out, realizing that this thing has the quirk of absorption, thinking to himself as the only option that makes sense, as his own physical strength can manage to dent some metals, and with his gear, his strike should be on par or above superhuman strength. The Nomu slams Aizawa's head down as Aizawa tries to tell Midoriya to get out of there, as this angers Midoriya as he quickly rushes at Nomu and hops over the Nomu, but he shoves some of his homemade smoke bombs and some flash grenades into the Nomu's mouth as they explode and stun the Nomu a bit. Then Midoriya wraps the capture tape around the Nomu's neck as Midoriya with all of his strength pulls the Nomu back off of Aizawa. Then Midoriya extends his staff to hit the Nomu's eye, which has the Nomu holding its eye for a bit. Midoriya takes his time to pick up Aizawa and heads back to the group and hands Aizawa to them, as he learns the fact that 13 is hurt and Ida went to go find help, as Midoriya tells the class that he'll try to hold the criminals back for as long as he can, and before anyone can ask if he wanted help, he's already gone. Midoriya knows that his classmates are all in real danger, but he thinks about it for a moment. He thinks that the main person who planned this out doesn't know everyone's quirk about what Sue has said when they were surrounded. Midoriya hopes that he could try to think of a way to trick the criminals to make it seem like he has a very dangerous quirk. Midoriya lands around the criminals and yells that if any of them moves, they will all explode, and explains that it's his quirk. And the criminals stood still in fear, and Midoriya was surprised that it worked, but then the man with gray hair and hands around his body screams out that to not believe him as he is quirkless. Midoriya is shocked and wonders how he knew this, but then he heard a familiar voice saying that no one can fight Deku but himself. As Midoriya looks to see Bakugo, their classmates by the entrance also sees Bakugo and question why is he with the bad guys. Bakugo then uses his explosion to get to Midoriya, and Midoriya knows this is bad, saying that now Bakugo has no rules he has to follow and he could kill him if he wanted to. Bakugo sends barrages of explosions at Midoriya, but Midoriya hits Bakugo in the face with the staff. But then Bakugo gets angry as he grabs onto the staff and brings Midoriya closer to him as he breaks the staff and hits Midoriya right with a big blast. Midoriya is then launched back as he tries to use his glove on the mountainside so he doesn't take too much damage from falling, as he sticks to the mountain taking minimal damage. Bakugo sees that the gloves he wears allows him to stick to surfaces as he rushes to him. Midoriya sees this as he throws a smoke bomb, but Bakugo just goes through the smoke and spams his explosions. But then Midoriya slams his hand onto Bakugo's face, and a big flash grenade hits Bakugo straight in the face, as Midoriya is knocked back into the ground, being mildly damaged from the fall. Midoriya has a good amount of time to think of a plan since Bakugo took a flash grenade right into the face. Midoriya gets up and moves away to get some distance from Bakugo. Midoriya looks through his gear. His staff is broken, only one flash grenade left, and one of his gloves is broken. Midoriya thinks of a plan as he dismembers the nunchuck to get the rope that extends out so that he ties it to the last flash grenade around his broken glove. As soon as Midoriya finishes, he hears Bakugo yelling and shooting out explosions, as then Midoriya runs away as Bakugo sees him. The rest of Class 1A is worried for Midoriya after seeing how dangerous Bakugo has become, and he thinks he's trying to kill Midoriya. Bakugo rushes to Midoriya, blasting him right in the chest, but then Midoriya doesn't fall as he punches Bakugo right into the face, which sends Bakugo back as he slams into the mountain, being blinded again. And just hearing rings in his ear. Midoriya struggles to get up, holding his chest. He does notify himself to add extra armor to his costume in the future. Midoriya slowly walks to Bakugo, asking him to stop and come back to them, as Bakugo just laughs, saying it's too late as he explained that he has killed a pro hero, which shocks Midoriya, and Bakugo hits him with another explosion, which sends Midoriya back. Midoriya can barely get up, and Bakugo shuffles to Midoriya, ready to end him, but Midoriya extends his nunchuck to Bakugo, but he catches it as he smiles. But Midoriya lets go of the nunchuck, and it hits Bakugo right in the face. Midoriya says that Bakugo's parents are worried about him, but Bakugo yelled that he doesn't care. All he cares about is killing Midoriya, but then a portal opens up, and Kurogiri tells Bakugo that it's time to leave as they failed to kill All Might. As Bakugo looks back at Midoriya, telling him that the next time they will meet, he will kill him, as he leaves. Midoriya slowly gets up in pain, as he picks up his homemade nunchucks and walks over to see Cementos covering for All Might as he is in his normal state now. He sees many different pro heroes, and his entire classmates are all together and glad that they are all safe. He slowly walks over to them as Uraraka sees him and rushes to him asking if he's okay, as they get to with the rest of the group. As Midoriya asks Aizawa how he's doing. Note, Aizawa isn't as injured as in canon. Midoriya then explains to everyone what Bakugo did and what he has become, as they are also all shocked about the fact that Bakugo killed a pro hero, and the other heroes take a note of this, as Midoriya passes out due to his injuries. Some days will pass by. Midoriya will still train with Aizawa, but it's less intense since of their injuries, and Midoriya brings up that he has some ideas to upgrade his costume, and that he also needs some repairs for his gear, as Aizawa gives him a name to go see this fellow student in the support class of UA. Midoriya after school the next day goes to the room as he sees someone messing with different inventions as something blows up, and Midoriya catches the student until he notices that it's a she, and he gets nervous. But then the student introduces herself as Mei Hatsume, as she thanks him for catching her, and asks him why is he here. As Midoriya explains about his gear is broken, that he's had some ideas to improve his costume, as he hands her the paper, and she gets excited for his ideas on his suit. And then May realizes that it's Midoriya, the student who made it to UA without a quirk. And then she notifies him about the sports festival and tells him that she'll have it done before that, and that he should submit some paperwork to be able to use some of his gear during the event. Midoriya is shocked at the fact that he could do that, as he heads to Aizawa to see if he can really do that, and Aizawa does confirm it, as he gives him the paperwork for it. Midoriya does walk home, and he goes into his house, as he hears crying as he rushes over to see his mother and Bakugo's parents sobbing over their worry for their own sons. Inko sees Midoriya and asks him to come over, as Mitsuki asks him if he's got any news from Bakugo. Midoriya then explains the USJ attack that happened, as he says that he was fighting Bakugo the entire time. He tells him that Bakugo told him that he has killed a pro hero, and he told Midoriya before leaving with the villains that he said he would kill Midoriya the next time they would see him. As this news breaks Mitsuki down, not being able to handle what her son has become, and Inko shows concern to Midoriya, asking if he's going to be okay, as Midoriya tells his mother that he doesn't know, but he just needs to try to bring Bakugo back. Midoriya goes to his room, not being able to sleep, just walks around his room thinking about how all this happened. He starts to worry about Bakugo. Hours later, he hears an explosion and his mother screaming. He rushes to his living room, seeing his mother on the floor hurt and Bakugo laughing. Midoriya is angry, but he has to be hesitant because he only has a few homemade smoke bombs with him. Bakugo just mocks Midoriya as he sends another blast to Inko, but Midoriya protects her by taking the blast full force. Midoriya then throws a smoke bomb at Bakugo, which covers his vision, and he begins to cough. Midoriya then tackles Bakugo out of a window and out of his balcony as they begin to fall. Bakugo starts using his quirk to make them fly around, and Midoriya yells at Bakugo that how dare he break into his house and attack his family. Midoriya starts punching Bakugo, but they crash into a building before Bakugo could get up. Midoriya throws another smoke bomb at Bakugo as he uses this time to retreat using his parkour skills to get down the building and trying to lose Bakugo. Midoriya starts running quickly as he calls Aizawa to try to get assistance on taking down Bakugo. Midoriya then hears explosions getting closer and closer. Midoriya is a bit worried since he doesn't have his items to be stronger in fights. Midoriya quickly turns into an alleyway trying to hopefully be able to lose him, but then Bakugo appears in front of him. Bakugo begins to shoot blasts everywhere, but Midoriya dodges them, doing several backflips. Bakugo then rushes at Deku, but Midoriya flips over, launching his fleet into Bakugo, which slams Bakugo into the ground. Midoriya then tries to hold him down. A bit afar, Endeavor is witnessing this. At first he was going to go help, but he was interested in Midoriya seeing how he got into UA without a quirk. Bakugo begins to get out of control again, which Midoriya struggles to handle him, so he apologizes as he knocks out Bakugo. Endeavor then runs towards Midoriya as Midoriya sees this and calms down, but also freaks out a little. Endeavor then told Midoriya that he did an amazing job handling a villain without a quirk, but then Endeavor pointed out that the portal showed up and Bakugo has just disappeared. Alright everyone, that's where we're going to leave off this part. I hope you enjoyed. Comment down what you think about this part. Comment down what you think is going to happen in the future. Also, if you have any ideas for any other what ifs on My Hero Academia or any other anime, leave it down in the comments down below, and we will make sure we'll get to your comment and reply saying what we think. Yet again, thank y'all for this first year of our channel. It's been crazy with all the support we got. And it was all to y'all. So thank y'all so much. And yeah, thank y'all for watching, and we'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.